All right, welcome into our should have been a live stream about the Eternal Encore, but technical issues. That's all I'm going to leave at that. Um, First of all, welcome, Matt. It's truly been an honor to bring this incredible book to you. It's truly been an honor to be able to bring this incredible story, most of all, to you. And I wanted to tell you a little about the inspiration behind this book. Now, I had a friend who tragically she passed away back in 2016. Her name was Noreen. Now, Noreen was truly one of those people who could see you before you could even see yourself. And she did more to encourage me, to really lift me up when I was learning how to when I was finding my voice as a storyteller, when I was finding myself as a writer, and I would not be the author, the writer that I am if she hadn't been in my life. But here's the funny thing is that I never heard her voice. I never heard her voice. Our entire relationship was based on, and I'm not exaggerating here, probably thousands of emails, text messages, Facebook messages over the course of probably 20 years. And I hadn't heard from her in a little bit and Googled and found her obituary. Unfortunately, she had died back in July of 2016. And I have been looking for a way to honor her in a book. I had been looking for a way to honor her to make her to really honor who she has been, who she was, and who she always will be to me as an author and as a storyteller. And I came up with a concept that I wanted to play around with. And I came up with a concept of a portion of the afterlife called the stuck. Now, what is the stuck? The stuck is where spirits go when they have unfinished business, let's say, when they have unfinished business with the world, when they have unfinished business um, with their dreams. Not a purgatory, not a heaven or hell, but just kind of a midpoint where people go when they have unfinished business with the world. And you can get that promotion if you help somebody on earth fulfill their dream. And that's where we meet a spirit named Melba. Now, Melba is somebody who never went after her dreams when she was alive. Wanted to be a singer, wanted to be on stages in jazz clubs, right? But she never went after that dream. And when she passed away, she got sentenced, so to speak, to the stuck. And that's where she meets Jamar Ward. Now, Jamar Ward, that's our central character. He's a gifted musician, born and raised in Queens, New York. But he's flooded with self doubt. Really has no idea about the power of his voice, about the power of his talent until he meets Melba late one night when he was studying for an exam in his college class. Let's just say that he's brilliant, but he's scared to really take up the space that he deserves to take up. Now, he's going to classes, Jamar is, and Jamar is also part time employed at a restaurant, at a high scale, upscale restaurant on the Upper East Side in New York City. Now, when he's at work, he discovers that they have this old, half out of tune piano that nobody has touched in 60 years. And not only is that his first public playing, but it's also how he meets Reggie Fontaine. Now, Reggie Fontaine is a 3-time Grammy Award nominated smooth jazz guitar icon. And Reggie takes him under his wing, takes Jamar under his wing. He tours with him for a little bit and really sees something special in him. Now, Jamar's gift, his love of music, is primarily because of who his grandmother was. Now, he lives with his grandmother. I'm not going to give too much away as to why, but he lives with his grandmother, a woman named Martha. Now, Martha, once upon a time, was known as Matty Blue. Matty Blue and the Midnight Moods was her band. They toured the world, playing in jazz clubs all around the world. But that's how we fell in love with music. And there's a real undercurrent of this book. There's a real undercurrent of this book about how people find their voice, about finding your voice to tell your story, finding your voice to spread your message. And that's kind of where I wanted to lead with my with what I wanted to read from the Eternal Encore. Now, as I said, Reggie Fontaine invited, let's just say, Jamar to tour with him, to play with him in his touring band. I'm not going to go into the circumstances, but it was a baptism by fire, let's say. And during rehearsals for that tour, Jamar needed to decompress a little bit. And he and Reggie have a pretty fascinating conversation about influences. So I'm going to read, this comes from chapter 16 of this book, The Eternal Encore. Later, during the dinner break, Jamar sank into a flimsy plastic chair, needing to decompress. He popped in his AirPods and closed his eyes, tilting his head back, letting Wayne Shorter's Schizophrenia fill his mind. An album he'd studied obsessively as a kid, every note etched into his bones. A gentle tap on his shoulder brought him out of it. Jamar opened his eyes. Reggie stood over him, arms crossed, eyebrows raised. You good? Jamar asked, tugging an AirPod out. I'm good, Reggie replied. Just wondering, who you listening to? Wayne, Schizophrenia. Reggie tilted his head, raising an eyebrow. Didn't have you pegged for a Wayne Shorter guy. I dig him, Jamar said, a small smile creeping across his face. But this album? This is where I met Herbie Hancock for real. He's dropping bombs all over the place. Subtle stuff, never loud, but you feel it right in your bones. Reggie's lips twitched, but he didn't say much. Now that makes sense. I can see you as a Herbie disciple. What is it about him? Jamar's eyes lit up, passion spilling into his voice. Man, Herbie's the North Star. Can show off when he wants, but mostly he listens. Knows when to pull back, when to elevate. Reggie studied him a moment, a half smile playing on his lips, like he was holding back a secret. Then, after a beat, he said, "What if I told you you're about to play for people like that?" Jamar blinked, surprised. Me? Nah, maybe they're coming for you. Reggie shook his head, a knowing glint in his eyes. No, Jay, they're coming for you now. Where you're going, they're about to be coming for you too. As Reggie starts to walk off, he turns around. Headhunters is a masterpiece. And that's a brief scene, one of my favorite scenes from the entire book. The Eternal Encore, which, as we speak, is available in hardcover, paperback, and Kindle. If you're watching this on Monday or Tuesday, it is free through July 22nd, free through Tuesday. If you are a Kindle Unlimited member, you can get it included with your Kindle Unlimited package. And Kindle Unlimited is one of my favorite subscriptions, by the way. And we're coming to audiobook. Now, the things I could say about this audiobook process could probably land this video an NC-17 rating. Just say that it's been a fun experience. And if you buy me a cup of coffee, I might give you the whole horror story breakdown on it. But it is coming. It has been submitted to Audible for approval. They say 6 to 10 business days. It's been about 5 business days so far, but be that as it may, it is coming. And then last but not least, I am offering personally autographed copies. I've had a few people take me up on this, but here's how you can get involved with this. All you need to do is click on the link in the description of this video, whether you're watching this on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, or Spotify or Apple Podcasts, which I am uploading this to the solar powered podcast platform. All you have to do is just fill that out. It'll give instructions on how to send me the money, and we can send that out. I'm going to get a first shipment, planning on getting a first shipment out to people who have ordered early August, maybe, but I will keep y'all posted on that. And that's going to keep going. So I'm not limiting to that. But it's truly been the privilege of a lifetime to release this book to you. It's truly been a privilege of a lifetime to write this book. It was one of those projects that was born from, just to be totally transparent, a pretty dark time in my life. The summer of 2024 is when I wrote the bulk of this book. And the summer of 2024 was a pretty dark time in my life. But it's here. I'm as proud of this book as I have been about anything I have written in my entire career. And I can't wait for y'all to read it. I really can't. I will include all the links. I'll include the Amazon link. I'll include the link to the autograph books. And I will certainly keep y'all updated on um when the audiobook finally gets approved. Thank you so much for riding with me. This is the 10th anniversary of me doing this. It's the 10th anniversary of me being a published author, a dream that I started when I was 10 years old. And I just absolutely cannot believe that I'm still doing this. And I just pray I never wake up from this dream. I love you all so much. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. Until we meet again, this is Ryan Hall saying thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. I love you all, and go get solar powered. This podcast is coming back, by the way. Take care, y'all.